late he's gonna be, but he said he'd be a little behind.
I
Oh
should change my
man.
background.
Okay. Get rid of the Mario Brothers.
Mario Brothers, yeah, I'm still a fan. It's all good.
Hopefully, I don't have any issues today, and fucking, the chat works fine. That
Right?
would be great. It's funny because like those problems never happen on Shellhead when we do that.
Yeah. Well, Tuesday, YouTube was out, so unless you had a direct link, you couldn't get to the show. So
Really,
yeah, they were down. They were down for a few hours. Yeah. So
that sucks. And we still had enough people in there. It was
yeah.
oh, well,
Are you live? I think you're live.
yeah, we're up. As I'm just trying to get all the dumb shit together,
Yeah.
sending out links and all that crappy crap.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Which is like, oh, you do an intro, but like half the time the intro gets cut off by YouTube because by the time YouTube starts streaming, because there's like a delay from when we hit live to when YouTube takes it.
Yeah.
So it's like the intro is always cut off anyways. So
Oh, it doesn't buffer up to when you start going live.
no,
All right.
like a lot of the Shellhead ones, like by the time the YouTube one you go back to replay, like we're already laughing.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah. That's great.
okay,
Huh.
but bro, I'm waiting. I got a guy on Facebook Marketplace
Yeah.
that I'm trying to buy a Predator item from. But like he keeps having like issues and like he can't meet up this and that.
Why is
And
it
it's like,
so
bro,
hard?
just give me the damn thing.
Why is it so hard to buy something on Marketplace these days? Like, you can't get
I don't,
people to commit. You can't get them to meet. I'm like, why are you selling this if you don't want to meet with me to sell it?
it's even hard sometimes to sell. Like I'll push it up for sale, and I'll get 7, 8 messages within an hour.
Yeah.
Is this available? It's like, yes, it is. Are you interested? And they never respond.
They never respond. You know what it is a lot of just scrolling through things. It's real easy to hit, is it available? I've done
Oh, is that
that.
what it is?
Yeah, I've done that numerous times, and that is it available is just a preset question. Whenever you
Hmm.
hit the button, it sends that question. And I've done it a few times, like, "Ooh, I didn't mean to send that, but no, I'm not interested. Good luck," you know. Um,
Because like I've seen like people like in their ads like, oh, I do not respond to is it available messages, right?
and those are the ones I ask immediately. Is it available?
Kind of a dick move.
Yeah,
Hilarious,
but
but a dick move. Oh,
immediately. I don't
when
even
I see it,
hesitate.
like if it's something I'm genuinely interested in, even if I don't see that message and it's something I want, I'll just
Yeah,
delete that message. I'll type in like a real message,
yeah.
like because I get so many. Is it available? I figure everybody must get them, that they're just going to be ignoring them eventually.
Yeah, I think it's I think people hit it or people just click on it, and I think typing your own message is more personable. I'd be more responsive to a different message other than is it available?
Right.
You know.
But have you before he decides to show up, have you
Yeah.
rewatched Badlands since it
I
came out?
I've watched it twice since it's come out.
Like I don't have Disney Plus or Hulu or anything.
It's on that link I sent you.
I didn't even think of that. I use
Yeah.
that link to watch the Little
Groundhog Day, I
Shops,
think. Yeah.
and then I use it for was it? I may have used it for Groundhog Day also.
Yeah.
Maybe not. It was another movie that was hard to find. Groundhog Day was easy.
Yeah. It's got a lot of unique movies on it, and there hasn't been an ad, so I don't know how. Whatever.
And
Um,
I found
I
I can even get it through my Xbox, like through the web browser on
yeah
Xbox.
yeah
I'm good.
yeah
Because the first time for when we were doing, um, yeah, it had to have been Little Shops of Horror. Like I
it
didn't
was.
know Xbox One had a browser on it, so
Oh
I
yeah
had to hook up my laptop to like the HDMI, and I'm like, oh, this is fucking annoying. But like now, I just go right to the browser on Xbox and
yeah
pop it on.
yeah. It was Mario Brothers. I think was the first one. The Legazano
That's
Super
right,
Mario
yeah,
World.
because I
Yeah.
because I paid for Little Shop of Horrors,
You
yeah,
paid for
so
Little
it
Shop.
was
Yeah,
Mario
yeah.
Brothers.
Yeah.
Fucking wasting my money.
Yeah.
Fucking that bullshit.
Yeah. I sent Tony a B-rated dinosaur flick that was filmed here in Brooksville.
Uh-huh.
An ex that went to high school with, she got right out of high school and straight into B flick film.
That
Uh,
sounds fun though.
yeah, it was fun. It was during the time Jurassic Park was in the theaters,
Okay.
and a lot of newspaper reviews were like, "Oh, for a tenth of the budget, they got better effects than Jurassic Park." And then finally watched it like 30 years later. I'm like,
Oh god.
"No, no, this is like Play-Doh animatronics, nudity." I'm like, "This is anything Jurassic Park."
But like, how you gonna say like, oh, they have like better graphics than Jurassic Park? If you watch Jurassic Park now, the dinosaurs look real.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Like, like those dinosaurs are insane.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially the newer ones. Yeah, they're really amazing. The reflections and a lot of the rendering stuff that technology I'm surprised we had back then to do. Um, I'm sure it took hours upon hours to render a short scene back then, but now it could still be done in less hours.
Yeah, right. And, back then it was a lot of the practical effects, right? So it was all
Yeah.
puppeteering and shit. But then, like, I remember somebody sent it or a video popped up or whatever. They're talking about how CGI, how we had the peak of CGI, and it's now fallen off and plateaued, right?
Yeah.
Because we look at a lot of these movies now, like a lot of the Avenger movies that use heavy CGI. You look at it like, man, that's kind of rough. But when you look back to Pirates of the Caribbean with Davy Jones, it's like flawless.
Hmm.
Like it still looks amazing to this day. And the big thing that they were saying is that what happens that all these companies got developed that do CGI, and now the studios are just going for the cheapest option, not because there's so many variations now. There's not just like the one, the one game in town.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So
true.
they're just like, oh yeah, we'll just do it this, and they're all the companies are like underbidding other companies to try and get the movie, and then the CGI comes out looking kind of shitty because it's cheap and
Yeah, and then a lot of these like just horror, B-rated horror that have a lot of CGI. It's bad. It's like really bad. It's like someone did it in their basement or something. I don't know.
I mean, but that kind of adds to the charm of some of that horror.
Yeah.
Do you remember like the what was it Jaws 3
Oh
when he's
yeah.
in like SeaWorld?
Yeah, horrible. Yeah.
You see the show, you see the strings on the fin still
Yeah.
as they're moving it.
Yeah.
Like, and great, it wasn't really CGI, camera tricks, and but still, it's like, but that kind of adds to the cheesiness of some horror movies. But man,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I agree.
but like, um, I have what is it, Tubi,
Mhm.
and they have not even like B horror. They have
Oh yeah.
maybe like O horror. Like it's way down in the alphabet. And some of that shit, like I watch it, it starts, and I'm like, this looks like a high school project, class
Yeah.
project. Like I cannot watch this. This is
Like summer school, but
yeah,
worse.
like I don't mind watching like the cheesy, campy, out there, obviously bad horror, but some of them like this is fucking bad. This is whew,
Yeah.
horrible.
There's a Facebook group that I belong to, and it's Tubi Horror Flicks, and it's just the worst of the worst that Tubi has to offer, and people just throw links and like, hey, watch this one and watch that one, and I jump on, and some of them are just I don't know how I get past 5 minutes of it.
Okay, because I've noticed like Tubi and also have Philo, the
Yeah,
Philo app, and both of them they've got so much, especially like around Christmas time. I never realized there's so many goddamn Christmas horror movies
hmm,
until it comes that time of year, and then it's like it's just every other movie's Santa this or Krampus that, Mrs. Claus, Mrs. Krampus, and like just all kinds of
yeah.
horrible movies.
So did Sharknado start that? Because you got 30 Sharknados, and now it's like shark
Oh,
Sharktopus versus Megalodon, or
All right, hold on. First of all, Sharktopus. I enjoy Sharktopus.
yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
Shark. I want an action figure from Sharktopus.
Really?
Oh yeah, that thing
All
is
right,
awesome.
I'll have to watch it then.
And then the other Sharktopus movies. There's two of them. There's Sharktopus, and then there's Sharktopus versus Werewhale.
Oh, jeez,
It's basically just a werewolf mixed with a whale.
that's great.
Yeah, so that one's just as bad but good. But yeah, it's just like it's a great white shark, and then like just after his fins, it turns into 8 tentacles of an octopus. So you have a great white shark that can now come out of the ocean.
Yeah,
It climbs through the rocks. It comes in land and like eating people.
knocking at the door doing candygrams or what? I don't.
Might as well be. Like
Uh,
it's so bad, but it's great. I really I really like Sharktopus.
I don't know if you remember. I'm probably aging myself, but Saturday Night Live used to have Candygrams, and it was a skit, and the girls are sitting in the apartment, and someone's knocking at the door, and she's like, "Who is it?" And it's Candygram, and it's a shark persuading them to open the door, and then when they finally open the door, they get pulled in and eaten by this guy in a shark suit. So a lot of that just comes out with these movies, like, oh,
You seem like the kind of person who would know this movie. My dad introduced me to it years ago. Because it was one of those movies that he would tell me about it, and I never believed he was telling the truth. I'm like, that just sounds ridiculous. There's no way that's real. And then he showed it to me, and it was real. But it's called Saturday the 14th. Oh,
yeah,
it's from the 80s, but it's basically like, a Scary Movie where they like spoofed. It's that, but from the 80s.
oh, okay.
And like the whole idea is that they're in this house. They walk in this house, some shit happens, but they can't get out of it because every time they open the door, there's like a horrible storm going on that they can't leave.
Oh, of course.
And then like the doorbell rings and a guy comes in with like pizzas to deliver pizza, and the weather's fine. But as soon as they close the door, they open it back up, the fucking storm's back and they can't fucking leave.
1981 movie. Okay, no, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, Saturday the 14th. It's fucking horribly stupid, but it's fun.
That's
It's a
probably
good,
on the lines of like Transylvania 65000 or something like that. I don't know
never
if you
seen
ever
it.
Oh, you have to watch Transylvania.
Like my
65000.
first like real horror parody
Yeah.
that I can think of that would be scary movies. Like the first ones I could think of that I know.
Okay.
And then Saturday the 14th.
All right.
So when I was a kid, and this could just be the Mandela effect, I don't know, but when I was a kid, I remember watching a movie, and it was like a parody horror movie, and it could have been a TV show, but what I remember is a kid that looked like the kid from Sandlot, right? Like the You're Killing Me Smalls kid, the big kid with the red hair, Patrick Crenna.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were trying to kill a vampire, and they got him down on the ground, and they're like, somebody get a stake. We got to hit him with a stake. And then the fat kid comes up with an actual stake instead of a wooden stake and starts smacking him with it. They're like, no, a wooden stake.
Huh. Was it that kid though?
Maybe.
Because if it was him, I mean, I can't guarantee it because I don't remember that scene. But he plays like a vampire or something himself.
In the X-Files. But
the
it wasn't
X-Files,
that.
yeah.
It wasn't that.
Okay.
It was before that, and I remember it as a kid, and I've tried to look it up several times.
That also sounds like something that would happen in like Monster Squad.
Yeah, and at first I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be Monster Squad, but it wasn't. But yeah, I've looked it up several times, and I never find anything about it, which is why I said it could have been the Mandela effect. But
What's going on, Adam? Welcome.
it definitely something that stuck out in my memories. I remember them beating this vampire with like a stake. And
But that even sounds like that scene obviously didn't happen, but that even sounds like something that would have happened in like the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie, right?
Yep.
Like just it's just like one of those things. Like I'll have to look it up though, because what you're saying sounds familiar.
Yeah, and it like happens on a street in front of a bunch of buildings that were businesses, but it's nighttime and everything is dark, and somehow they get Dracula down on the ground and they're holding him down, and they just keep somebody get the stake, and
Are you sure it's not Monster Squad? Because don't they take a steak and rub it in his face with like garlic?
I don't know. I don't recall seeing that the last time I watched Monster Squad, but it's been at least 10 or 15 years since I've seen that. So
I remember what you were saying though, Easy, of the seasoning on the steak was garlic and it was enough to hold the vampire down. But what the
They
hell
put it on
was
his
it?
face, like it burned his face because it had garlic on it.
Yeah, and the vampire's like, garlic seasoning or something, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess.
Now I'm trying to remember, was it a steak or was it like a pizza that had garlic? Like, it was some type of food that had garlic on it, and they put it on his face.
And then I told you guys a couple of months back now that I was cruising Amazon Prime, and I was looking at Monster Squad because it was available to watch, and then it said, if you like this, you might like this. And I think it was like a spiritual successor to Monster Squad called like Ghost Squad or something, but it was a bunch of kids trying to find ghosts and then trying to fight ghosts. It was interesting. I didn't watch it, but I was like, oh man, I guess they decided to kind of take the concept and run with it here.
Ah, interesting. I'll have to look into that too. So we haven't actually even done an intro yet. We've just kind of been bullshitting.
Yeah.
My condolences, Psycho.
Thanks. It's one of those things.
It's not like it's a goldfish. You just go buy another one and pretend like it never happened.
I mean, my biggest concern is, and Chris knows this, I didn't have pets growing up. My dad did not let me have pets. So my biggest concern is my daughter's already asleep. So it was obviously I'm not going to wake her up and tell her that happened because then she'd never go back to bed, right? And obviously I can't tell her that in the morning because then she won't go to school. But it's kind of like, do I take care of this? Do I, bury her and everything without my daughter, or do I, do I go ahead and do it now? And ultimately, Jen and I decided to just do it now instead of waiting.
So the question is this: do you tell her what happened, or do you like make up a story that it ran away to the circus with other, like some wholesome story? Like it's not that it's off on its own adventure and living life, and it'll be okay.
No, we're gonna tell her the truth, but we're gonna wait until we get home tomorrow.
It'd be like that.
You don't think you could do a switcheroo and replace it? Would she notice that?
Probably.
Yeah,
she'll probably notice. Especially because even though she was a guinea pig, she had a personality. She behaved a certain way.
Yeah.
And there's no guarantee that any guinea pig I would get in replacement would behave the same way. You know what I mean? So it's kind of one of those things. And it's not like this is the first time something has happened. We had to put our other dog down before we moved, and Evangeline still talks about that. So it's
okay.
These things happen, it's the guinea pig was hers. We got it for her. We had it for almost 5 years, and it was it was definitely a pet she cared for. It's just now we got to deal with it.
So are you gonna bring up the topic by putting on Lion King? And, so Evangeline, the circle of life.
No, I mean I think when we get home tomorrow, Jen and I are just gonna sit down and talk to her.
That's respectable. That's how I guess the bright way to do it. Just talk to her
I don't want to make it this magical thing because unfortunately death happens, right? I don't want to attribute it to some kind of magic or some kind of she ran away to join the circus, because I mean she's already lost 2 great grandparents and she kind of remembers that, and so the concept she understands. She's old enough to understand the concept. So
all right, so let's get off the death topic.
Yes.
So this is our normal episode. Drinks or not drinks? God damn, not in Drinks and Toys. This is Collector's Hideout, and you, Psycho, just saw Badlands from Predator.
I did.
and you said you want to talk about it.
Yeah,
I
no.
haven't seen it since it came out. I don't have Disney Plus, and I haven't had a moment to actually find the Blu-ray to be able to watch it
Hasn't come
myself.
out yet.
That's why I haven't found it. I saw like the pictures of like the steel book and shit.
Yep.
So I haven't seen it since it came out. Joe's seen it a couple times since it came out. Let's go. Let's do it. I know you said you really enjoyed it, which is good.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess the first thing that stands out to me is that one, I really enjoyed it, and I remember the conversation that you and Jose had about how it wasn't rated R, and a lot of people were concerned that that the Predator movie might not be good since it wasn't rated R. But I think the workaround for that was the fact that no people died, right? So it's kind of like there's no violence against people, but there was tons of violence.
Right, because there was no blood, there was no humans being harmed and killed, so
Yes.
you can get away with it because it's robots, right?
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles.
But I will say that overall, I thought the movie was great. Not that I want every Predator movie to go this way, but I thought removing the humans allowed there to be an actual story about the Predator. And so we got to learn more about the Predator than we ever have before. Mostly what we were learning in the other movies was, you know, how the Predator hunts, how you might have to try to outsmart it, what you can do. But it was more about the, you know, the survival of the human character.
Right, like the first two movies are specifically the Predator is the bad guy. He's the monster. He's the villain. You have to survive him.
Yes.
Then you had Alien versus Predator, which went more on the the Predator's not that bad. He's still gonna kill you, but he's like an anti-hero because like he'll kill you for fucking around, but he's also against the aliens who are the actual bad guy.
Yes.
And then Predators, they went back to the super predators being the bad guys, then the other predator being all right, he's kind of cool. Then the Predator, they're like, those are bad predators. This one's like John Wick killing people with machine guns.
Yep.
And they weren't hurting an autistic kid, and he's okay. And now you actually get a full-fledged movie where the Predator is the protagonist.
Yeah, and I thought that dichotomy was very interesting, right? And then you get all this front loading in the beginning of the film about how, you know, predators are solitary and hunt alone and weakness is cold and all these other things. And then you see the team up with the robot, which starts originally as what he tells her, right? Like, you're a tool and I'm going to use you. But then as the film goes on, a genuine connection is made. And obviously there's the betrayal because that has to happen. There has to be the moment of betrayal. And then it was the understanding of why the betrayal occurred. And so I thought that the Predator film was fantastic. I love the way that they kind of expanded the lore and the story of the Predator. And I just thought that everything worked. The little creature that ends up being, you know, spoiler alert, the offspring of the big creature, to watch the interaction between that thing and the Predator deck was fantastic.
I didn't even put that together until the mother creature like smelled him, and I was like, oh shit, oh shit, I understand.
I thought it smelt the same species on him and made the connection at first. I'm like, oh, he smells that same kind of species. Maybe, you know, he's okay. Maybe he's in the tribe, because she mentioned a couple of times that he's trying to welcome you in his family, right? Yeah. He's trying to offer you food. He's trying to help you. He wants to be your friend. He's welcoming you.
Right.
And I felt that the scent is how, before I knew it was the mom, identified, oh, maybe that's part of the clan because he got close enough to smell it.
Yeah.
But then when I found out it was the parent, I'm like, oh, well, that's a big twist there, you know.
Oh shit, that thing's gonna get big.
Yeah.
I think I mean, I don't know about you. I think the real only issue I had, and the issue I had went away throughout the movie as it grew, but was the android. Right? she annoyed the piss out of me in the beginning.
But she was supposed to, because
I
she
get
was
that.
also annoying the Predator.
Right. No, I get that.
Yeah.
But like, Jesus Christ, I'm sitting there in the theater with Melissa. I'm like, I want to love this movie, but she is really like killing this movie for me right now. like it got to that level. Like, I understand when you have a character, what they're supposed to do. I get that. But for me, it got to a point where I was like, all right, it's a bit too much that you're kind of taking away from where I'm trying to enjoy. But then it started changing. Like, she started being less annoying. All right, it toned down, and then I was able to get back into it and really enjoy it. But in
I
the very
felt like,
beginning, I was like, yo, shut that bitch up. Like,
yeah,
destroy her. Just get rid of her. You
I
don't
felt
need
she
that
was
tool.
very, very Jar Jar Binks, or very Finding Nemo Dory, right? Like, those are the two main characters that she reminded me of at first. Dory without the memory loss, of course. But like, she was just overdone, super excited, very talkative. I'm like, first, I agree. First 5 minutes of the movie that it was her, I'm like, oh, please shut her up. I can't do this. I can't do this movie. But then, I think it grows. That you start to like her. I don't know.
Either grows or you just
Deal with it.
like zone her out. Like, you just tune the bitch out. Like, all right,
Yeah.
I want to enjoy this movie. I'm just gonna have to forget what's going on with this chick real quick.
Yeah, and I guess for me, it never got to that point, because she was definitely annoying. Like, I'm not taking that away, but in my head, I knew that she was annoying to me because she was annoying to the Predator, and that was the point of it. So for me, I never was like, okay, she's got to shut up. I'm like, something's gonna happen. This is gonna be entertaining.
It's like I understood why they needed her, right? Like, there's movies where you have characters who are just useless characters, right?
Yes.
I understand the only reason you really have her in all reality is to have a conversation with the Predator, right? Because if they had just a movie where it's like two alien species and you're speaking a different language, then you're subtitling the whole thing.
Yep.
At least with her, you have in our case, an English speech, and then you have to read what the Predator says, which you can get away with that because you're not reading the entire movie. The audiences will be much more open to that aspect. It helps the story go along. Like, I get that. But Jesus. Because it would be weird if you're like, oh, we'll watch this Predator movie. You had like two predators going hunting. They're speaking English. Like, that's kind of strange. Like, that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, I think her role was needed to paint the story that the Predator could have a clan outside of his own clan. And that's essentially what happened, right? He built his own clan, not just the three of them, but like the animals that he utilized as part of his live armor was all part of his clan at that point. And he learned from everybody else in that clan all about the environment and about the alien life, and he utilized that. I think for a Predator to develop a clan outside of its own kind was a big move change for them, and showed that you could do that.
Which is very it's uncharacteristic of a Predator because, like John said, they're lone hunters. They do have clans that they travel with and that they're part of, but for the most part, they are lone hunters. As we saw in the very beginning of it, he loses his clan. Right, Dad wanted to murk him, sent his older son, to do it, and all hell broke loose. So he lost his father. He watched his brother get killed
by his father.
So like, he lost everything he wanted. So he had no clan. So he made his own eventually, when it was supposed to be just a tool. And it's one of those things because, like, Psycho, you enjoyed it, and I still stand by my original thought of the movie. Then I'll still die on the hill. Is that it's a horrible, horrible Predator movie. Like, for a Predator movie, when you compare it to what the Predator movies are, it's trash. But when you compare it to the comic books and the novels and the video games and how they try and build out the world of the extended universe, it's an amazing Predator movie. It's an amazing Predator comic, amazing Predator extended universe movie. But for a Predator movie, when you compare it to what the Predator originally was from the first two, that movie is completely garbage
Yeah, I
in
mean,
comparison.
I guess it depends on what you want from a Predator movie, right? Like the first Predator movie obviously established what the character is because nobody knew what it was before that. The second movie tried to expand on that, but didn't really expand anything. It was the same exact story, the same exact way in a different location. And so the
And,
first,
and then you get confused when you realize that Predator 2 was actually written first and was supposed to be the first movie.
yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, it didn't. There really wasn't any kind of expansion in the second movie for lore or anything else, and most of the first movie, there really isn't anything narratively that explains the Predator other than here's this thing hunting you. And so
But see,
for a horror movie, it works. I guess you don't need a background for Jason Voorhees. You don't need a background for Freddy Krueger, but there's only so many times you can do that before people don't really care. And I think the interesting thing with the Predator is people really cared about the creature. They're like, okay, well, what is this and why does it do that? And I think that at least for me, because I guess I'm a casual fan of Predator, especially when I compare it with you, I thought that this movie answered a lot of questions and did something interesting narratively that makes me care about the species, right? So that for me is kind of what it was.
right. So when I'm saying, like I said, when I'm saying it's a horrible Predator movie, because the only other, so you have Predator or Predator, the first one, you have Predator 2, then you have Predators and the Predator, right?
Yep.
So the first two, like I said,
And then
he's the bad guy. He's the monster. You don't need, like you said, you don't need that story to go deep. After those movies, the comics are what really flushed it out. If you weren't a comic fan, you weren't reading the comic books or even the novels that came out, you only know Predator from the first two movies, and that's what you know.
Yep.
So then you get to, say you haven't watched Alien versus Predator, so then you get to Predators. It's still the same idea, but now you got badder predators who go after the predator that we know.
Yeah.
Right. And he's still a bad guy, but he's being hunted too. But that's what I'm saying. Like when you compare it to the actual Predator movies, Predator Badlands is a completely different world. Basically, Predator Badlands is what I equate to the same type of jump you get from Alien to Aliens, like a completely different type of movie.
Yes.
Right. So that's where people complain. People bitched a lot about Predator Badlands. But as soon as I see people complain about Badlands, I know damn well that they aren't Predator fans. They aren't familiar with the comics, the extended universe. Because anybody who the extended universe, if you're familiar with those stories, you're not unfamiliar to a Predator being the protagonist.
Yeah.
Right? It happens. You're used to it. So for somebody who's just going in as a movie fan, I can see where that movie, it's a horrible movie version. But like I said, for the comics and the extended universe of it, it's amazing. Like it does such a good job of flushing out so much stuff. Add some more questions, like what's mom gonna look like? Because we haven't seen a female predator really
ever
in a movie. Like we've seen like in the backgrounds a little bit, but like we haven't seen an actual female predator in the forefront.
Yep.
Like there's a lot of questions that it adds, but it answers a lot. But a lot of the questions it answers for you are also questions that I've had answered for years because I've read the comics where they've flushed out a lot of this shit already, you know?
The only thing I didn't like about the movie, and it's not about the movie at all, really, is I hate cliffhanger endings, right? Like, I have left those behind. We don't need those anymore. We shouldn't have to have them. So the fact that it ended the way that it did, I was like, okay, this was unnecessary. You could have ended it with just killing the father and been done with it. We didn't need to show the mother showing up, right? Like, we didn't need to do that because now what? I got to wait 2 years, 3 years for another one. Like, we're done with this. I don't need that. That trope is gone. No more cliffhanger endings. We don't do that.
I mean, they got to make you want more, right?
You already want more, though. I don't think they needed that to make you want more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then I got worried because I found out that the writer and director Dan Trachtenberg, he signed a first look deal with Paramount, and I'm like, oh great, so now he's not going to continue it. But I read about it, and apparently that first look deal with Paramount does not exclude him from continuing to make movies for Disney Fox.
I guess I don't understand what a first look deal is, because in my mind, directors and they can go from company to company and work on different movies,
unless you sign an agreement, like the guy who made Alien 3, right? He had to make Alien 3 because he was contracted to the studio. So when you sign a first look agreement, it means that anything that you come up with, they get to have first, and if they don't want it, they can pass it and you can go look somewhere else.
Oh yeah, see, I don't know that shit.
Since he doesn't own Predator, right? Like if he was George Lucas and he owned Star Wars, it's like, okay, he could take it with him. But it's like, since he doesn't and Disney owns it, clearly they're not going to let him make a Predator movie for Paramount. So I'm like, great, we're not going to get a continuation. But he said in interviews that he worked out his deal, so it will allow him to continue because there are things he wants to do, and he's already begun writing the story for the follow-up to Badlands.
See, but I guess that's where my confusion is, like when it comes to that question.
Okay.
Because I've seen several movies where you have a director who films with one studio and then directs a movie almost alongside, you know what I mean, of another from a different studio. So I don't see why him signing there would prevent him from doing Predator for Disney. Like I said, unless the contract says, oh, you can't work for Disney anymore.
I'm sure Disney owns you when you become a director or a producer for Disney. I think they own you.
Because they got rid of James Gunn, right? Didn't they fire James Gunn? Is that what it was?
Yep.
Okay, I was like, because he's bouncing around. Okay,
well, no, so they fired him, but then they brought him back, and he wouldn't sign another deal with them because he had signed a deal to do Marvel movies. When they fired him, it was done. When they brought him back, he agreed to just do Guardians because he was having conversations already about working on other things.
Gotcha.
And then it turns out that when he finished Guardians, they actually brought him in to be head of DC. So now he's co-head of DC Studios, and he cannot make Marvel movies. Like, he can't return to Marvel. And so the thing is, with a lot of directors, Chris, they kind of just freelance, right? Like, consider it freelancing. They go to whatever studio is willing to make their movie. But occasionally a director does so well that a studio tries to lock them up. And when they're locked up, they can't freelance anymore. And I was worried that that's what the Paramount deal was going to be. But he specifically put into the contract that he can return to Disney to keep making Predator films as long as those Predator films do not compete with whatever he's doing for Paramount.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm fine with that. I'll allow it.
Because, I mean, I loved Prey. I told you that Prey might be my favorite Predator movie when we had a discussion about this weeks ago. I think it, at least for me, I think it goes right above the first one. But I get why people think the first one is the best. Schwarzenegger's fantastic. I love that movie. But I think Prey overall is better. But I just got to watch Killer of Killers now to see all three of the movies he did, because I haven't watched that yet.
Killers of Killers is good. I like Killers of Killers.
Somebody said online that when you take the current offerings from Predator that they've done, so Killer Killers, Prey, and Badlands, and you see what they've done, when you go back and watch Predator, you realize that it's not a good movie.
I haven't watched Predator.
You realize it's like I think Jose and I were talking about, like, how it is actually quite boring, especially like the first 45 minutes of it or whatever the fuck it is. It's quite a boring fucking movie.
So
you didn't know it was a Predator movie at first, though.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
my father, after we watched Predator Badlands, he was like, "Hey, do you have Predator 2?" Or he didn't call it Predator 2. He's like, "Do you have Predator with Danny Glover? I really like that movie. Like, that's my favorite one of these movies." And he's like, "Well, the old ones," because my dad likes Prey and he really liked Predator Badlands as well. Apparently, he's watched it a couple of times after watching it this past weekend by himself. But I was like, yes, I do have it, and no, we're not going to watch it. because I'm not prepared to go from Predator Badlands directly to Predator 2, which in my opinion is one of the weakest Predator movies. I'm just not prepared to do that. Right. So give it a little bit of time and then I can go back to Predator 2. But I can't go from Predator Badlands to then watching Murtaugh single-handedly defeat the Predator. I can't.
Ridiculous. Oh, I'll never forgive him for that. I love Danny Glover, great guy. Met him one time, good guy.
Yeah, and I think this is Tim who said better than the Adrian Brody movie, and I agree. I will agree that Predator Badlands is better than the Adrian Brody movie.
Well, I like the Adrian Brody.
I like that movie.
I did
Predators.
Yeah.
Because that Predators was the first one to introduce the idea that the predator has as a real prey, right? Like you had the aliens and Predator, like okay, yeah, aliens, but they go after everything. They're just like a hive mind aspect, right? They just go. But to think that there's other predators who are bigger that take out the predator that beat Arnold's ass, like there's a monstrous predator out there. That's crazy. And like in the comics, they have different things, and what they tried to do with Predators was more. They didn't go the comic book route, but they kind of went with like the name, because in the comics there's a bad blood predator, and the idea is that he's a rogue. He's on his own and he hunts other predators. So he's the bad blood. Predators went. Actually, the Predators went the route of having the different species of predator. But what they tried to do with that when they went to, was it The Predator, where they came with autism and that whole spiel? They were trying to make that be the bad bloods, right? They were using human DNA, put it in their blood to make them different, this and that.
Yeah.
And then they were trying to connect them to the ones in Predators as to why they look differently. That's because they were doing the same, like they're all part of the same type of clan. And it's like they took the idea of bad blood and took the name too literal to make it about actual blood and their DNA and shit.
The
Definitely
Predator,
a weird way to go.
Like The Predator was the only Predator film I genuinely didn't like. There were cool parts of that movie, but overall, I genuinely didn't like it.
So my issues with The Predator was one, Iron Predator. That was fucking stupid. Like, you don't need a fucking Predator Iron Man suit. Like, that's trash. But it's like, okay, that was like the last 30 seconds of the movie.
Sure.
Right? Okay. Now, we all know Shane Black was the director, right?
Yep.
And he plays Hawkins in the first Predator movie.
Yeah.
Who makes the notorious joke about vaginas and echoes. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But in The Predator, there has moments of like joking where they're trying to be over the top sexual jokes like that one, but they're so forced throughout the movie when they do it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it was great when it happened in Predator, but like you don't need to repeat that. Like you're not going to get that same lightning in a bottle from that fucking joke throughout here. And then to find out like Olivia Munn felt really like disrespected and kind of she felt weird on set because of like a lot of that stuff. It's like, all right, kind of ruining, like,
yeah,
it definitely felt out of place.
Yeah.
Forced.
And I mean,
this whole blood thing and trying to steal a kid for autism to make themselves autistic predators to be stronger, like that's just and smarter. No.
Yeah, I just think that Shane Black is a great writer. I don't think he has the sense for a picture that he needs to be a great director, right? And so to give you an example, he wrote Lethal Weapon, which is one of my favorite action.
Oh, did you? I didn't know that.
Yeah. He actually created and wrote Lethal Weapon, all the characters and everything. And then he wrote Lethal Weapon 2. But then he left the franchise because as the movie was being made, they decided to change the ending. And he didn't like that. And he tried to fight them, and he tried to, he threatened a lawsuit because in his script that he wrote for Lethal Weapon 2, Riggs is killed. Right at the end there, when Riggs gets shot, he dies right there. It's over. The story's over. It's not going any further. But it's like you have one of the hottest buddy cop movies ever with Lethal Weapon. Mm-hmm. And the buzz and the demand for Lethal Weapon 2 was also incredibly high. You don't kill your character and be done with it, right? And I think that's kind of his issue. He's a great writer and he's got great ideas, but sometimes he's not paying enough attention to see when something is not the right way to go.
Well, I mean, you got to figure a lot of movies, when you have people who write movies and the studios get a hold of them, they make their changes to make movies, right?
Yes.
So he saw his story, and his story, in this case, I guess with Lethal Weapon, right, is a 2-part story, and he brought an ending to his story. That's his creation. This is where we're ending it. Where the studio's like, nah, son, we got money in our eyes. We know we can make it. We are not doing that shit. We can continue. And I can understand where a writer's like, no, I'm not worried about that. Like, this is the story I want to tell. I get that 100%. I can see a lot of writers being like that because you see people make jokes. I think they even did that whole thing on, I think it was Family Guy, where like he wrote something and like the studios got it and like they changed this and changed that. And next thing you know, it was a completely different movie, different characters, different names. Like I can see where that goes.
Yeah, but I think sometimes you have to be able to read the room, right? And that's kind of that's the point I was making about Shane Black. I don't think he's good at reading the room because yes, it is his creation. He could have had something, but you also have to be smart enough to understand that when you sell something to a studio, like you said, it happens all the time. They're going to make changes. Yeah. But then to try to go back after you've taken the money and accepted selling it to the studio and then try to sue them because they won't let you kill off the character, that's taking it a little too far, right?
But no. I agree. Like,
it's read the room.
No, I agree. Like when you make the deal and you go through it, yeah, it is what it is. Like you've sold your idea to that machine now, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, as a writer, I understand where you're going as a writer. Like that's your story. That's where you want to end it. You're not worried about Lethal Weapon 3, 4, 5, 6. You don't give a shit. This is my story. We're done. Yeah. I'm moving on to something else. I get that. But you said, as a director, you have to think about money, and the studio wants money.
Yes.
So they don't want to do that.
Again, it's like what you said about Olivia Munn, and she felt uncomfortable. And I think that's all part of this. There are some people that can't read the room. How are people taking this? What's going on? Are they okay with this? Or are they not okay with that? And clearly he's not.
If I remember correctly, I'm not going to get into the idea of like victim shaming Olivia Munn, because I've seen a lot of her history and it's like, the joke side, I question. But if I remember really, there was somebody on the actual set who was just not an actor, but like a stagehand or somebody like working on the set who was convicted or whatever of sexual stuff.
Yep.
And she found out about it and she didn't like being there because of that. Like I'm pretty sure that's what it came down to. Because if you watch a lot of her stuff from before that, the jokes and stuff, if she was offended by it, she needs to like look in the mirror and like, chick, look at your history of what you've done. You should not be talking about jokes. But I think hers was actually somebody on set was a convicted sex offender of some sort, if I remember correctly.
And again, like for me, I know the name, but I don't know who it is. I couldn't pick Olivia Munn out of a picture. I don't know. I mean, I've only watched The Predator one time, and I know that there were women in that movie, but I can't picture what she looks like or what her role was or anything else. So none of that stuff matters to me. I just think it's kind of like.
So just to give you an idea, Olivia Munn, I first knew of Olivia Munn. She was on a show on G4.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever watched G4 as a cable station.
I might have seen it at your house when we were younger, but
G4 was just like a gaming station. It was all about games. Everything was like video game related, that type of stuff.
Tech TV, right? Tech TV was G4, I think.
That I don't know, possibly. but I think Spike wound up buying out G4 when it started going under. But so everything, but she was on a show with this other guy, another host, where they did, they just like commented on internet, video game stuff, videos, stuff like that.
Okay.
But a lot of her jokes and a lot of her things, she played like the dim, non-intelligent, over sexualized gamer girl was
Okay.
essentially it. So that was the character. In a couple of the movies she was in, she kind of had that same kind of persona, the over sexualized, kind of a horror, like a horror in the shadows, like never out front said things, but like the way she acted, you kind of knew in the movies type of thing.
Okay.
So, like I said, to be in a movie, if it was for jokes, it's like if you look at what your past is for a movie with jokes, that shouldn't be the issue. And like I said, I remember correctly, her big thing that there was somebody on set who was actually like a convicted sex offender that she didn't like working around, which that is a completely different situation.
Agreed.
That I completely understand, especially if, as a woman, if you don't want to work around somebody with like, have at it.
I will say this about Shane Black. I just looked up the movies that he's written, and he's written way more movies than I thought he has. So his most popular writing credits would be Lethal Weapon 2. He wrote Monster Squad.
Oh shit!
He wrote the last Boy Scout, which is a movie that I love. The Bruce Willis, Damon Wayans movie.
Yeah.
He wrote Last Action Hero. He wrote The Long Kiss Goodnight. He wrote Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which he also directed. He wrote Iron Man 3 and directed it. And he wrote and directed The Nice Guys, that Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling movie. I've never seen it, but people say it's very good.
Yeah, I've never seen that one.
But yeah, no, I didn't know that he wrote Monster Squad. And I also didn't know that he wrote Last Action Hero.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So back to the actual main topic. Well,
I was just gonna say, Last Boy Scout is a very underappreciated movie. That movie is fantastic.
The Last Boy Scout is only good for two things: the scene on the football field, because that's just insane, and then when Bruce Willis is sleeping in his car and the kids throw a fucking squirrel on him, he's like, "I think I fucked a squirrel to death." Like.
No, man, like
that's it.
The fact that everybody keeps calling him a bastard in the movie, like after he kills them, and he's like, and then some, or the recurring "touch me again, I'll kill you," and people keep touching him and he kills them. The movie's fantastic.
It's not a bad movie, but like those are the things that stand out. That football scene, he pulls out the gun and just fucking kills him on the scene.
Yep.
And the squirrel in the back seat of the car, fucking hilarious.
Oh, man.
So back to the actual topic, which was Predator Badlands.
Not written by Shane Black.
Not written by Shane Black. Nothing to do with Shane Black. Was there anything else to you that really stood out about that movie that you weren't expecting?
I guess I was surprised that the father Predator killed the brother. And then even after the kid was successful, tried to kill him as well. I guess the opening of the movie, not the narration, but the text at the beginning of the movie is supposed to make you understand that the Predators, while they live in a clan, if they consider you weak, they don't give a shit about you.
That's it.
Yeah.
I also thought that the cloaking device being that tiny little thing was ridiculous. I was like, okay, all this for that, like, alrighty.
It's the same thing that was in The Predator, because he swallowed the cloaking device. Remember, he's like, "Oh, what's this?" And he swallowed it, and then while he was in the army, and he found all that Predator armor that he sent home, right?
That's
He
right.
swallowed the cloaking device, which was that big,
I don't remember that part, so yeah, it was a surprise to me.
Well, it's weird because like that was one of those things that like when the Predator, the first two movies, people kind of thought that the lack of a better definition, because it seems like exactly what it is, but the fishnets, right, were part of the whole cloaking device. That's why he was wearing it, because that's what allowed him to kind of be able to do it so much. It's all part of that system. And then later in the novels it kind of got this different ways of going about it. But yeah, to have it be like just that little thing, like okay, I guess that's it's a weird way to do this.
The other thing that surprised me was at the end after he kills the father, right? Like, and the father is the leader of the clan. I was surprised the reaction that all the other predators had. It looked like they were about to come after him, which is kind of like, well, he just killed the head guy. Like he just killed the most powerful predator, which is why he was in charge. So why are you like thinking you're coming after him? I don't get
one, because this isn't Riddick. We don't keep what we kill. Like that's not what we do here. That's not a thing. Like you just killed the leader. Now you must die. Like you just killed our leader.
Yeah, but I mean, so again, then why would they have not have gone after him when he killed his older son, who was very accomplished? You know what I mean? Like
because he's the leader.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if that was the hierarchy, you call the weak. They all would have agreed that Deck was the weakest, right? Like that. So I get that, but the son, the older son, was actually accomplished and had done all these things,
and is now a traitor.
I mean, but
you got to remember. So, like you said, the weakness, right? The idea that Deck was a runt, right?
Yeah,
he wasn't able to do the things. He was a runt. You know what? We gave him shots. Time after kill him, get rid of him. Then the brother has a moment of that's my brother.
Yep.
But the father sees that as emotion and it's a weakness. Now I have to kill you because now you're weak. You're not doing what we're supposed to do. That's for the tribe. You're now being weak, and now you have to die too.
So where does the honor component come in? Is I guess what my question would be, because then it's like, he completed his hunt. He brought back the enemy that no one else could get, and the father still attempts to kill him. It's like, well, he just proved himself. He proved that he can do this. You went after this thing yourself and couldn't do it, and he did it. So it's kind of like, because you and I have argued about the honor thing forever, and my argument has always been it's a false honor. It's like a false flag, because the predator, when he loses, he's like, I can't handle losing. I'm gonna blow everything up. And so it's like in this movie,
the technology, goddammit.
Listen, I don't care what you say. It's not about the technology. It's about, oh, you beat me? Well, I'll show you.
No, it's because the predator knows damn well what would happen if humans get a hold of predator technology.
But like in this movie, it was go prove yourself so that you'll be accepted into the clan. And he purposefully picks the thing that his father could not take out. And he takes it out, and the father's like, oh man, that's cool. I'm still killing you. It's like, what? Like, I'm better than you now. What are you even talking about?
I think he proved that he was better than his dad when he killed him. I don't think his dad still accepted him as an equal at that point until
his dad already wanted him gone.
He was done. Yeah, he was done.
It was like, it's like that employee that you want to fire for like the past couple years and you haven't done it yet. And they're like, you know what? Finally, he's gone. All right. He's not dead like I want him to be. But he's gone. I don't have to deal with it. Oh shit! Now he's back. Now he's gloating. Oh, this fucking guy.
So then my question would be: do you think at the end, when he makes that deal with him, he's like, "Listen, let me go, and we'll accept you into the clan"? Do you think that was legitimate, or do you think if he had let him go, the father would have killed him when he turned his back?
It was another test of weakness.
Yep, it was absolutely a test of weakness.
Yeah.
If he said yeah, okay, he would have killed him because you're being weak.
Yeah, and that's why the rest of the clan didn't turn on him. Or I don't think they were going to turn on him. I think they were going to accept him as the new leader.
It maybe not even as a new leader, but maybe like, even though it's not a great movie, but in Predator 2, when Danny Glover does kill the predator, and all the predators come out, like you're like, when you're watching, like, oh shit, they're gonna fucking murk this guy. Like you've got like 20 predators walking out of the shadows. And then, like, the elder's like, here's a gun. Congratulations. It's like a respect thing, right? So it very well could have gone that route. They didn't give a true visual of if they were going to attack it, like, oh, shit, mom's coming. Let's not attack. Or they're like, oh, shit. And then there's a respect there because you did do something like that. they never made it clear which way that was going to go.
So I mean, you're right. They didn't make it clear, but it is something that, at least for me, the subtext that I picked up on was they didn't look happy that he killed the clan leader, and they didn't look like they were accepting it. They looked
Okay,
like
you got to remember though, like I said, Predator 2, they didn't look happy that he killed the fucking the city hunter either.
True, but they also didn't start pulling out their weapons
Like
in Predator 2 the way that they did in Predator
the fucking
Badlands.
thing was right on his face. The fucking the caster, like they're gonna blow his brains out.
Yeah, but that was just so that he wouldn't attack them first. And as soon as he realized he was outnumbered and he stood down, they stood down, right? It didn't feel as threatening in Predator 2 as it did at the end of Predator Badlands. And then the mother showed up, and of course the attention was taken from them.
See,
But
and that's
this. Hold on one second, because I don't want to forget this. This brings up the, I guess it goes back to the honor thing that you and I have talked about for forever. Because now my question is, none of that stuff meant anything, right? Like they showed Danny Glover respect, but then it turns out, because I haven't seen Killer of Killers, but of course I know what happens with the stuff they added. Whether they respected him or not, they still captured him and like froze his ass, right? So it's like any of those things that happened in the beginning. Now, did they just say, "Here's a gun, now I'm freezing you"? Like, was it a like get in the van sort of deal? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, that was the end of Killer of Killers. That was confusing to me. Like, why? Like, that's never been, that I can remember, ever been a thing that Predators have ever, in the comics, novels, anything, that they take the people that have beaten them or the things that have beaten them and put them in a cryo chamber. Like, that's never been a thing until Killer of Killers that I'm aware of.
So
Yeah,
I think that
okay, because I was
I've
saying,
never seen that. No.
yeah. So I think if anything, it was just a way of them throwing the Easter egg in there of those different characters to show them. Because how else would you explain? Because they eventually showed Nuru, whatever the fuck her name is, from Prey.
yeah.
How would you explain having her and then like Arnold together, right?
Yeah.
They had to be in a cryo chamber. Like, there's no other way that you could explain that. I don't think it was really. If it's meant to be something, it wasn't thought out well. And if it's not, it's just literally there to be an Easter egg. Essentially, the alien skull from Predator 2. Like, it's just to be no deeper story, just a fan service. You know what I mean?
So I never saw AVPR. And I've only seen Alien vs. Predator one time, and that was with you when you first got the DVD.
Yeah.
So it's been years. But what I was reading online is that people say that this stuff was established as part of the Predator lore, and I don't recall ever seeing that, but they said that the Predators, when they first encountered the aliens and defeated them, that they took the aliens and they put them in cryogenic stasis and then built that temple from Alien vs. Predator, and that they were essentially doing the same thing, right? Like, so this is just showing that they don't just do it with aliens, they do it with people that defeat them as well. And I didn't recall any of that, but
no. So what they're referring to is, like, in Alien vs. Predator, the Queen Alien's frozen, right? She's in some type of frozen sleep. Alien vs. Predator, the real, I mean, unless I missed something, the reason for that area is literally for Predator training. That's where they go to test themselves, because for some will argue that the alien, especially a Queen Alien, is the top trophy to get. Like, you get that, you are like a top dog Predator, you got the highest trophy type of thing. But that's why that thing's there. 3 essentially teenager Predators get sent there to show that they are, good enough to be men, type of thing.
Yeah.
So they have them there, and like I said, in the books, it's explained that the space jockey introduces Predators to the aliens for training purposes. Like, that's the whole point of the aliens for the Predator, is for training. So I never got that they, they took it because this and that, like they did for Predator Killer versus or Killer of Killers. That was I never even put those two types of things together because, like I said, in the comics and in the novels, they were introduced for training. That's what the aliens are for. They're just readily available because they're fucking aliens.
Like I said, I didn't know because it had been so long, but I figured I'd bring it up to you because that's what I read online that that was the movie that established that the Predators freeze their opponents that win. So I don't know.
Because how'd they get them if they won? Like you would.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know either because in the first Predator movie, it doesn't show any other Predators. But in the second movie, it showed that those Predators were watching that other Predator. So I don't know.
You're watching him, and then he dies, and then they gave Murtaugh the weapon, and then Murtaugh ran and jumped out of the fucking ship. It's not like here's your weapon, and now you're coming with us. Like he's gone. Like they came back later to get him. Like I don't know.
They didn't have a Queen Alien in cryo freeze on Killer of Killers, did they? I don't think they did. They had a lot.
No, it was all people.
Yeah, but it was a huge room, right? Who knows what could have really been in there?
Well, yeah, for sure. Like I said, that I don't know because of seeing where it goes, but as far as I'm concerned, that whole cryo chamber scene is just doing a fan service. Same thing where people were like, and it wouldn't have made sense that they apparently were going to film like 3 or 4 endings to the Predator, where instead of like the Iron Predator, that pod would have opened. Like, one was supposed to be like it was supposed to be Dutch in the pod being sent back to help. The other one was supposed to be Ripley. Like apparently that one was even shot, but they didn't use it, which doesn't fucking make sense because that's coming from the future. Like that doesn't make sense. And then another one apparently they were trying to do was like shoot it to have it be Newt come back. That like, yeah, it's like these things just don't. That like, they have nothing to do with Predator.
Yeah,
like Ripley would have been dumb, but I guess kind of understandable. But Newt, not at all. Dutch is the only one that actually makes sense.
Because like I can see like if it was the same timeline, I can see where the Predator's like, oh, she killed a Queen alien. Oh, she did like okay, yeah, she's cool. We like her. That's one of our highest trophies, the Queen alien. She took it on hand to hand in a mech suit and won. Why they would like that, right? Like I get it, but it's so many years in the future. Like for them to send her down, like what the fuck? She'd be more scared because now she's in fucking 99, 2004. Like what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, no, that shit was crazy at the end. The freaking android comes out in the mech. It's like, okay, right, like, all right, I get it.
And then that led to people like, oh, it'd be cool if it opened up and it was the T-800 that came out of that thing. Like, okay, I probably would prefer to be a T-800 versus the fucking mech suit, like the fucking Iron Predator coming out of that bitch.
I did love the organic shoulder cannon. I thought that part was awesome. the like lizard creature that he had on his shoulder.
That was dope. That was definitely dope. That he's like, yo, my shit's gone, but I'm gonna make things that happen. Like you're just gonna shoot these fucking like exploding whatever like plants, and we're gonna make this. That was so dope.
Yeah. And then what's funny is like they didn't even really put much effort into that, but when that thing gets killed, saving him, you're like, you son of a bitch. How are you gonna kill his shoulder cannon?
Yeah, but Steve, the problem is with that whole idea is that if they lost, they wouldn't have the people as trophies because they lost. Like there's no trophy there. Like it's just a weird concept. Like it's just never something that's ever been done with the Predators. Like steal the people that beat them.
Well, did they have to add that last scene so we understood how they got the 3 timelines of heroes to be in one arena at the end?
Possibly.
Because we kind of questioned how they all came together. Because you had 1700 Viking, right? You had Japan, 1600 Japan.
Yeah, it was completely different eras.
Yeah, and then they joined at the end. and fought fought in the arena. I think it explained how they all got to that same timeline, but I think it just, to your point, it became extra Easter eggs at that point.
Yeah, for the end, like yeah, it just it's definitely something new for that movie, and I mean, I haven't seen it even mention any of the newer comics, so like I just think that's going to be a movie specific uh
Yeah.
twist that they've done
Yeah.
because it's never been a thing before.
I'm thinking I want to see where it's going to go because apparently the writer director is working on a sequel to Prey still, and also now a sequel to Badlands, and so
So the
it'll be
sequel to Prey, like when Prey came out, it started like the a crazy amount of people who are like, "Oh, what about Predator with Vikings? What about Predator with rural
World,
Japan?"
World War
Um,
II.
I think if you're gonna do another Prey, I think the sequel they're doing is actually a continuation of that exact story of like the Native American aspect, which
yes.
is fine. I'm
Supposedly
down
that's
with
what they're
that.
going to do because they want that girl loved the character, and people love the character, so that's what they're looking at doing is
But
continuing
what
that story.
I think the one that I think we could really get behind, and I think would be a lot of fun that people would enjoy the hell out of, would essentially be Predator on D-Day, right?
Huh.
Have the Predator part of World War II
Hmm.
and working not with any specific side, but really going after the Nazis, right? Because
Predator versus Nazis.
because like think about it, the Nazis were very big into the occult, right?
No, it's true. It's just funny. Like, title the movie Predator versus Nazis, people will go just to go.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like you give me something like that, have the Predators like come down on D-Day and like they're just taking out both sides, but then have like a very big heavy of going against the Nazis. I think that would be one of the greatest ways to go. But I wouldn't be against like a Viking or a rural Japan. Like I think doing those aspects versus trying to put Predator in modern day, I think you have a lot more fun with stuff from the past like that.
I can just see it. Predator versus Nazis, the end. Hitler's. You find out Hitler didn't commit suicide. There was a predator in the bunker that killed him.
Inglorious Bastards
And then,
show in and they take out the Predator at the end.
and then the Predator's trophy is just a skull with the stash. Like that's all you need. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh
I,
man.
I don't think we'll get rural Japan. I don't think we'll get Vikings because we got it already in Killer of Killers. I don't think they're gonna invest
That's
that
fair.
timelines in a live action or a sequel.
Because since Predators, people wanted to see like the Predators against samurais, right?
Yeah,
Put them
yeah.
back there, like would be great. Horses would be awesome. But yeah,
I,
no, like you said they did do essentially that or a shorter version of that in Killer of Killers.
and I
Yeah,
think that would be cool
maybe World War
because
II.
it would kind of fit why I think, at least for me, why Prey was so cool was because there's this whole like mystique around the Native Americans and how in tune they were with the land and with nature and everything else going on. And so you kind of saw those elements in the movie with how they were able to, how she was kind of able to notice things that people that other people might not have noticed. And I think that in Japan you had a lot of that in feudal Japan where the samurai were so trained and were so connected with everything that it would definitely be an interesting thing.
Have either of you watched Prey in Comanche?
No,
I
because
watched
I
part
don't
of it.
understand it.
I watched part of it.
Okay.
I thought it was great that they did it, but yeah, I haven't watched it because I hate reading subtitles and like
What I don't understand is it wasn't dubbed. I don't think it was dubbed in
no,
Comanche.
it
So
wasn't.
did they refilm the whole movie and all the dialect twice?
So as far as I'm aware, all like those moments between them, yes. I don't know because I haven't watched it, but like in the scene with the French guys, Are they
They spoke
speaking Comanche or are they speaking French still?
They're speaking French still because
So then,
yeah,
yes, all the dialogue between the actual natives was all like they shot it twice for the dialogue.
that's
Yes.
crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's essentially, everybody has double lines for the whole movie in two different languages. I thought it was a great idea, and it was nice to watch it. Like I watched, Prey from start to finish in Comanche the second time, and I just was really impressed of the actors learning the dialect. And I mean, I don't know Comanche, but they seemed like they knew what they were talking about. And they
Well,
they
because like the girl, she
she,
is.
she's Comanche. Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if
Most-
the other
most of
actors
the
who played
actors-
them were also that. It's just a normal language for them.
Most
Sure.
of the actors were Comanche. Yes.
And now they're going after Billie Eilish's mansion.
What are we talking about?
I'm sorry.
Billie Eilish said something about stolen land, and then apparently,
It's
I don't know if it really happened or if it's a meme that the Comanches are like, "Oh, yeah, give us your land."
you haven't heard about that, have you, Psych?
No.
She had to make a political comment about stolen land during the Grammys, and she just bought a mansion on land that's claimed by one of the last tribes that are still an active tribe in California. They went right after her, like, "Oh, stolen land, huh?"
So
I'm
let's get that
sorry.
back real quick.
Sorry, I had to.
But
It's
so good.
no. I was going to say it's interesting because if I had to make a list of or ranking of the Predator movies, the newer ones would be more towards the top than you might expect. Because usually, as a franchise goes on, the quality tends to dip.
Go down. Mhm.
So
Right.
at times, yes, absolutely. But then you're also, I think what you're also referring to, especially with franchises, when they come out kind of back to back, right? So you look at a lot of horror movies. There was where like every Friday the 13th every year, new Friday the 13th popped up, and they got worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
But when you look at how much time you have between these movies, just the quality of movie, there's been a lot more inspiration to make better movies. It just kind of makes sense that the newer stuff could be looked at better. But then you'll have the people who are just like, oh, the original's the best. It's like, oh, open your eyes, right?
Yeah, because it pains me to say it, but if I were to do my ranking of Predator movies, and I have not seen Killer of Killers, so I guess I can't complete the list. It would be, for me, probably Prey, Predator Badlands, then Predator, then Predators, then Predator 2, then somewhere way below Predator 2, The Predator. Like, if I could just add in other movies here that are tangential, like I would do that, and then add the Predator in.
Well, you forgot Batman Dead End.
Okay, so yeah, that's
That's
before
a great
that.
Predator. Yeah, that's a great Predator movie.
That's
I fucking
absolutely
love Batman Dead End.
Mhm.
But yeah, because like I've seen that Tony and I discussed or Tony and I, Jesus Christ, I didn't drink that much. Tony and I have discussed how the Rob Zombie Halloween movies. Like I prefer the first Halloween Rob Zombie movie over the original Halloweens. It's just for me, it's a better movie.
Yeah.
Same thing with they did the remake of like Friday the 13th, the Jason movie. They remade that in like 2010, 2013 or some shit. And I'll die on the hill that it's better than all the other Jason movies before it.
Mhm.
It's just a better movie because these movies, if they do them right, they look at where the history came from, what made those movies great,
yeah.
and then look at other movies and take the inspiration and make a really good fucking movie by today's standards. Like that's why I'm surprised. I'm glad they haven't, but that's why I'm still shocked that they haven't actually tried to redo Jaws.
I mean, they
Right.
have, just not as Jaws.
Right? No, I'm saying, but they haven't done an actual Jaws remake, right? I don't want them to because I don't think they'll ever get the lightning in a bottle. I think they know that from the first one.
Yes.
But
And I
with,
think
you think with the technology, when you look at all the shark movies, not including like Joe and I were discussing earlier, the Sharknadoes and the Sharktopusses, but when you look at like the Deep Blue Seas, And those type of fucking like shark horror movies that have come out, they look better than Jaws, right? Like there's no reason why they can't do a new Jaws movie and have it look better. But I think they just know with that one, you'll never get that lightning in a bottle again.
Yeah, I mean the only
Because
shark
it broke, and that's what made it a great movie.
Yeah, the only shark movie that I have seen that I thought was genuinely good, like I watched Deep Blue Sea, it was fine. I really enjoyed the first Meg movie. I thought the first Meg movie was a ton of fun. It wasn't scary, but it was
scary.
It was damn entertaining.
Yeah.
So the Meg movie came out at a time where we were full of, Sharknadoes and Zombie Shark and Sand Shark and Santa Shark and like all these fucking shark movies. Then you here comes the Meg, and you're like, all right, it's gonna be better than most of those because it's getting like a theatrical release, right? It's got Jason Statham. So you had hope that's gonna be better than Sharknadoes, and it was. It was definitely fun. I enjoyed it for what it was, but it still bothers me. Like Jason Statham's was like, he plays the same character in every goddamn movie.
Of course he does.
So it's
That's
like
what action stars do.
So it's like he just goes down there like, he's just gonna fight a shark down there. Calm down, Jason. Like, relax. There's no reason in the reality if this was a real creature right now that you'd ever survive what you're about to do.
Yeah. I never saw the second one though. I heard the second one was absolute trash, and just the trailer, I was like, not gonna watch this. Meg 2.
I don't remember the second one.
Well, the trailer shows the Meg fighting dinosaurs, and I'm like, I'm not like this does not look like something I'm interested in.
Yeah, because I was saying something else came out, and then he's going after the dinosaurs or whatever, or a dragon or some shit.
It was dinosaurs also trapped in the sub layer that the Meg comes out of in the first movie. That's essentially
not interested.
I was good. A really good and underrated shark movie is Shark Night, I think. I don't know if you ever watched Shark Night, but
I haven't. But I heard there's a new one coming out. Like TikTok feeds me these guys who like review horror movies and shit now.
Yeah.
And this one guy, there's one coming out. The idea, I guess, is that they're taking a flight from, I guess, LA to like Japan or some shit, a long ass flight. And the plane goes down in the ocean. And then sharks come to the accident. But like the plane's like split in half, it's floating, and people are on the plane as it slowly sinks, trying to survive the night while sharks are attacking.
Yeah.
Apparently it's really fucking good. Shark Night. Is that the one where like they're stuck on a raft?
It's the one where they go to the beach, like a lake house, and within the first 10 minutes, the guy loses an arm or a leg or something, and they're trying to bring him back to land, and come to find out the lake is inhabited. It's a saltwater lake, and it's inhabited with every species of shark. And one guy is making snuff films of people getting killed by sharks. Well, it was a pretty decent storyline, but it had every breed of shark, and just they trying to get away from this guy essentially.
Because a lot of these shark movies that have come out, like I remember I saw one. It was a husband and wife or boyfriend girlfriend. They're on like at one of those resorts where you have like your little. It's like a condo, for a lack of a better word I could think of, but it's over the water. You have to like walk a bridge to get to your little condo, your little hut over the water, and then like a storm comes through and the hut breaks off from like the dock and they float off, and now there's sharks. And then like there's another one like where the girl gets like stuck on a rock and there's sharks. I'm like, all right, like
the reef, I think.
Oh, is that what it was? Like it's I mean, you just root for the shark, right? Like that's what you're doing. Like you're just like feed the shark, get this movie over with. But I have to look up Shark Night.
I had the misfortune of starting to watch this movie called Sand Shark, I think. Because I was watching some monster documentaries on Tubi TV, and then it started playing Sand Shark, and I see this guy like driving his dirt bike through the desert, and like all of a sudden just sees a fin. I'm like, okay, that fin looks terrible. And all of a sudden he gets eaten. I'm like, I'm done with this. I can't watch this anymore.
No, you missed Ghost Shark, right? So Ghost Shark, he's a ghost, but he can come through anywhere there's water. So if you turn like on your spigot in the kitchen, the shark could just come plowing through your fucking faucet and eat you.
I've never seen that, but Sand Shark, I watch it and I was like, no, I can't do this.
There's I can't remember the whole premise of it. I started Zombie Shark and I was like, this is fucking horrible. And I stopped watching Zombie Shark. I've seen it, like I haven't watched it though, but it's called Santa Jaws. So like I haven't actually watched it though. There's so many shark movies, and 97.3% of them are probably trash.
They're on Tubi.
Like, horrible movies. Except for Sharktopus. Sharktopus is fucking amazing.
All right, I gotta watch it now. Now I'm gonna put it on after this is over tonight and just give it a good, honest run through.
Oh, Sharktopus! It's campy, cheesy, but in such good ways.
I will not watch it. I'm just throwing that out there.
You should watch it. Why not?
No, I'm not gonna. We're not doing that. Nope.
This is a shark with the body of an octopus, man. Don't hate.
I'm good. Definitely not something.
Have you seen any of the Sharknadoes?
I think the very first one.
You haven't seen the good stuff.
Apparently not.
The great white flying through the air. The guy jumps up with a chainsaw in his hand and like jumps through the great white and cuts it in half.
What's the actor's name? The main character? It's Ivan. God, it's gonna bother me.
I know the actor himself. He's from 90210.
90210. Yeah. Ian Ziering or something.
Yeah.
He played himself on a TV show or a Netflix show, wherever the fuck it is. But it was a show about what the fuck was it about? It was like wizards
on the story.
No, it was like wizards, but then like it was a secret society of wizards on like a college campus. But then there's also a secret society of werewolves on the college campus, and like they battle each other.
Oh, jeez.
But that guy, he plays himself as like one of the heads of the wizard, and he's an asshole, and he winds up getting killed in a hilarious manner. Like it's fucked up. It's hilarious. The show isn't that good though, but it was funny.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that show? I don't know what it was called. There's 2 seasons of it though. Good werewolves. I'll give them that. Hold on. Somebody said something about Jaws. Problem about making a new Jaws film is filming in the same area after Jaws made. What?
I mean,
Steve, are you trying to tell me that you think that great white sharks are like, hey, they filmed that here, so we're gonna go chill there now? Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're saying?
They actually inhabit the place that they filmed at.
Yeah, but I mean, they always have.
They always know
about it now.
That's like I feel like it was a. Have you ever seen the video pop up? It's like the meme video, where the fuck it is. It's old though, where a woman is going on about the deer crossing sign.
No.
So her whole thing is that she was pissed off that they put a deer crossing sign on this stretch of highway.
Okay.
And that because of that, deers are getting hit. And the radio host is like, so sorry. So what do you think they should do? She's like, no, they need to remove the sign so the deer stop crossing there. He's like, so do you feel the deer see the sign and think that that's where they can cross?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah.
I've seen that. I don't know where that was. Was that a commercial?
No, it was a radio show.
Okay.
That was like a segment from their show. But that's why I feel like this is like the sharks are like, hey, they filmed Jaws here, so now we're gonna go start hanging out there.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, only 2 Jaws movies were filmed there. The third one was in fucking Orlando. and the fourth one is in the Bahamas. So, but great white sharks go everywhere. They're in all bodies of water. They don't give a fuck because they're sharks.
Yeah.
But it's funny though that you said that that Shark Night one, that like the lake was saltwater. So like there's sharks in it.
Yeah, so the guy's putting the shark into a saltwater lake, and because it's a saltwater lake, they can live in it.
So I'm assuming that was like from the early 2000s.
2011.
Oh, all right. Because I'll say because I know recently, well, within the past like 5 years, they actually discovered that the Greenland shark goes into fresh water.
Yeah.
And then they now believe that all sharks are actually capable of saying "fuck you, saltwater," and going in the fresh water if they want to.
Yes. They have a higher tolerance.
They've also discovered that bull sharks tend to have their pups raised and weaned in the Mississippi.
Yep.
Yeah, because there's no predator for them.
Yep.
There's no natural predator there.
So there's a manatee park in Homosassa Springs, which is about an hour north of us, and they have what they call a fishbowl, and the fishbowl is basically a concrete structure with stairs that go under the water, so you can see the manatees. And there's manatees usually during the winter when it's cold. The manatees will migrate.
Yep. But is there an asshole shark there?
There are at least 3 bull sharks that you see constantly there. Like they're normal sharks, and you see people dive and they clean the bowl from the outside. They call it the fish bowl. They clean the fish bowl from the outside, and there's sharks swimming next to them, big bull sharks.
So there's a manatee spot in down in the South Tampa area. We went there last fall because the whole all the manatees are gathered. You go there and there's like hundreds of manatees, just like having a mass orgy, right? Like just fucking manatees everywhere. But we're standing there on the docks watching these manatees. They're peaceful, just looking like fucking floating potatoes. But then there's like this asshole spinner shark out in the water, and spinner sharks, when they jump, they corkscrew in the air. So this shark is literally out there just swimming, jumping, and landing on top of manatees like a dick. Like, that's all it kept doing. Like, Melissa's like, where? I'm like, I think he's going after food, but like, he's just landing on top of manatee after manatee. And then like he like swiggle through and like continue swimming, and then you do it again.
Maybe he was afraid of giant things in the water. He didn't know what they were.
I don't know. He just kept jumping on him though. He was like,
awesome.
"Fuck you, manatee."
I wonder if anybody got a video of that. I would love to see that.
Fucking spinner sharks, assholes.
Assholes.
All right, let's wrap this up though. We're at the 10:30 mark, and I know people have to work tomorrow.
Yeah, unfortunately. I keep hoping to win the lottery, but then I never play, so I don't think it's going to happen for me.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, that's kind of a key aspect to winning the lottery is playing.
Yeah, I mean, my hope is always that they're just going to be like, oh, look, you've won. I'm like, oh, shit, I don't even recall playing. I'll take the money.
So, like, I feel like, hold on, just before we go, like, the chance of winning the lottery is like 1 in a billion, right?
Yep.
The chance of winning a lottery you don't play, like, at all, I feel like that's a much higher, like, statistic there. Like, that's quadrillion, like...
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Well, good luck to you and your venture of not playing the lottery.
Good statistic.
Yeah. Hey, man, keep it going, man. You've gone this far. Like, keep the record going. You never know. I'd hate for you to actually play the lottery and then be like, hey, this was your chance to win it for not playing. You missed out. So I hate for that to be the thing. So.
Or the one day somebody finally just gets me to buy the ticket and then I do it and I win and be like, well, I guess they were right all along.
Oh, so a mutual friend of ours, her mother, not since I've known her, because I've known her a lot longer, but since probably high school, there's always been we'll just say Psycho because that's your name here. Psycho is such a lucky fucker that he's probably one of those assholes who would play the lottery one time and strike it rich. And so you should try it. Like, that's been said about you since.
Who?
Oh, Katie's mom.
I don't know how I mean, I'll take it. I'll take that I'm lucky. I don't know how that works
But
out.
she's always said like if he's one of those assholes that if he played the lottery, he'd fucking win. Well,
Gotta
he's
figure-
not
gotta
one of
try
those
it.
assholes. He's one of those lucky bastards.
Yeah,
He's
no,
lucky.
I don't see how that's a thing, but all right.
Go for it. Prove us right, John. Get us rich.
No, it'd be great to be rich.
I don't know
I'd be doing
what's
this
on
full time.
I don't know what's on the docket for next week for toys, drinks and toys. Tony will be back for drinks and toys. Then he won't be here for collectors next or for next week either. He's on a business trip or some shit. He's out with the missus tonight. Rebel Girls got him doing relationship stuff. I don't even have an idea what we're doing for collectors next week.
Let's do video games.
Okay. Let's do video games.
Or wrestling. One of the two.
I would say let's do wrestling video games, but we did that like a couple weeks ago. So Joe, do you watch wrestling at all, or you
I used to. I haven't watched wrestling in 20 years plus.
So you used to watch when Austin was there. So.
Yeah, Austin, Triple H when he was in his younger days. And
the best era. The best era.
Yeah.
That new wrestling game coming out looks pretty good. They're gonna get me though, unfortunately.
What's with people streaming the new wrestling games and they're just putting matches together and letting the computers fight each other?
So we used to do that.
Really?
Yeah. So we would sit there. So we would play the games like all day, right? But then we got to eat. So we go to Taco Bell, and our friend Che, Little Haiti, he would spend like $50 and buy us a feast back then. We'd fucking have Taco Bell for days.
Oh,
we eat it all in one sitting though, because we're assholes.
Yep.
But while we're eating, we would put on matches and build matches, just watch them go.
Yep. It's like watching the show.
Yeah, it's like watching a show.
With the newer games, though, you have universe mode, and you can program all sorts of things. You can make them cut promos on one another. You can do run-ins. You can do like cash-ins and all. So it's much more entertaining now than it used to be, because it used to just be they'd come out, they'd get in the ring, and they'd fight. And then if a belt was on the line, it'd be like, oh, this person won. But now you can do a whole bunch more, and it essentially plays like an episode of Raw.
When I stopped playing games, they started doing that where you essentially you ran your own show. You didn't just do matches. You could run your own show and set up your own storylines and set up like a whole year of content and go through it.
Yeah, that's crazy aspect of a video game for sure.
I don't know this. I know we need to get off, so I'm not going to continue talking. But we can talk about all this stuff next week.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So it might be wrestling. Sounds good. We get fucking the Cuban guy on here, maybe the Haitian one, and we'll have a good time.
Sounds good.
Cool. So thanks for coming out, guys. Thanks for whoever's still watching. Somebody's watching.
Somebody's watching. Mm-hmm.
It's probably Steve. You're here, Steve. Thank you. Or whoever's watching. Thanks for joining us. Check us out next week, Tuesday, for Drinks and Toys. Next Thursday for a new episode of Collector's Hideout. And I guess until then, I'll see you gentlemen later. Oh, man.
Thanks for having us.
We don't do that cape shit here.
Thank God.
I can't.